Hello, good evening. It is Saturday, 7 o'clock. This is Euro 2022 Daily Live. We have got a good show for you lined up tonight. We're going to be looking back, of course, on the England win last night, 5-0 against Northern Ireland to move into the quarterfinals in great style. We're going to look at a little bit on the Austria-Norway game as well. Of course, Austria did win to qualify for the quarterfinals. And also, of course, we're going to be looking ahead to Group B, which concludes tonight at 8 o'clock with Germany against Finland. And a big game, as far as we're concerned, in England is the Spain against Denmark game. Whoever qualifies in second place out of those two, we will be playing next week. So lots to get through. We've got Andreas joining us as well, coming up the other side of this.
We'll be alright with Ellen White. Take the lead with Beth Mead. Williamson gets the job done and Lauren Hemp is heaven sent. Give the Lionesses roar. Left foot, right foot, header. Left foot, right foot, head. I'm supporting England cause it's left foot, right foot, head.
So the CD, the beautiful game, was won last night by Russ Morgan. So Russ, I've sent you a thing on Twitter, so please let us know where you want us to send that to. Congratulations on winning that brilliant CD. It was a good competition in the end. Lots of people entered and it was quite exciting towards the end of the game. But Russ came out on top with 14 goals. He predicted the correct number of goals that we'd score. So well done to Russ. Terry missed out by just one goal in the end. The own goal it was cost Terry his chance to win. Never mind. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes. But anyway, it's obviously a pleasure to be joined again by Andreas this evening. Are you okay, mate?
Yeah, I'm okay. Good evening, everybody. Glad to be here and excited for the show and for the matches tonight.
Yes, there's some obviously one particularly big game, more so than the Germany game because Germany have already qualified, Finland are already out. But there's a lot riding on the Spain-Denmark game at 8 o'clock as well in Group B. As we said, Spain need a draw, Denmark have to win. And if Denmark do win, it'll be Denmark we face in the quarterfinals at Brighton on Wednesday instead of Spain, which maybe would be a slightly better game for us, perhaps overall. But we will talk about that. I mean, obviously, I suppose the only place we can start is the last night's game down at Southampton, England, against Northern Ireland. It kind of went as expected in many ways, but Northern Ireland, certainly for the first 35 minutes or so, 40 minutes, worked so hard defensively, didn't they? Made it really difficult for us. What did you make of the game overall then, Andreas?
Yeah, in the end, it was as expected. We scored a lot of goals. It was without problems, the winning. But I think we have to give respect to the Northern Ireland team because they are non-professional, half professionals. I think most of them are playing in the championship in England or in the Northern Ireland League. So for them, it was their first appearance on the big stage, and yeah, they did their best. And in this match, it was 35 minutes in which they were, they kept their clean sheet, but England was dominating, and it was only a question of time when the first goal will be scored, and then normally you would say it was clear that there will be more goals then. So it was just the normal development, and it was okay.
Yeah, I mean, I thought England did a professional job. I mean, they wasn't outstanding, certainly nowhere near the levels that we reached against Norway, but it was a good performance, good professional job that we did. And yeah, you always got a feeling once we made the breakthrough, a bit similar to the previous games we played against Northern Ireland. Once we score one, we'll then get 2 and 3 and 4 and whatever. And that's exactly what happened in the end. Yeah, we missed a few chances. Well, I thought Northern Ireland did well, actually, certainly for the first half an hour was they did really well blocking out the threat from the wide area, didn't they, on Lauren Hemp and Beth Mead. I thought they kept them pretty quiet for half an hour or so, but eventually, of course, their quality shone through and we were able to, get the job done. Beth Mead had another good game, didn't she? Get herself another goal, going for the golden boot. She could have had one more as well at the end. I thought she was going to get another one, but she did play well. Again, another brilliant performance from her. And yeah, it was a strange performance in many ways because I didn't think too many of the England players really stood out. A bit like the Austria game, actually. It was a good performance without any one player really being outstanding. I thought Kirby had a good game. Fran Kirby played well. And I thought Kira Walsh, as always, nice and solid, steady with the ball, gets it moving. But nobody was outstanding for me. The fact Alicia Russo came on, got 2 goals and got player of the match kind of summed it up for me. And she played well, Russo, actually, when she came on. She's pushing herself for a starting place. I don't think she's going to get one. I think that the team was pretty much picking itself, but she's done well, hasn't she, Russo? And also Ella Toon as well was brilliant last night when she came on.
Yeah, especially Russo. Every time she comes in, or she came in these 3 matches, she tried to make a difference, or to show that you can count on her. I think Ellen White will be the number 1 striker, but we all know that we can bring Alessia Russo, and she's always a danger, a threat for a goal. And one player I think who was very good was Alex Greenwood.
Yeah.
She was okay, solid in defense. It's not too difficult against Northern Ireland, but her passes and the way she played, she tried to open the game, and she had a good eye for her teammates. I think it was a good performance from her. And Fran Kirby, with, as we know her, with passes and not trying to be selfish, but always seeing the other player who is a better position. So it gives hope for the next matches, because we don't have only 11 players, but we have a big squad, and you can bring everybody in. I was a bit astonished that Serena made no change for the starting 11. She wanted to keep the flow and then give players a rest. It was okay. Beth Mead got no rest, but I don't know where she's got her power, or her lungs are working perfectly. She's so far, I think she's the best player of the tournament.
I think she has been so far, without a doubt. I think she's been the player of the group stage so far. I mean, there's still a few games to finish off now the next couple of days, but I think she has been. You know, she's got a goal in every game. She's got an assist in every game apart from the first one where she scored the only goal. So she has been the one outstanding player in the tournament so far. So we couldn't have asked for much more from her. You know, and funny enough, I was chatting to somebody this morning that never watches women's football. They watched the game against Norway. The first thing they said to me, now bear in mind, they don't know any of the players, who they play for anything, said to me, England's number 7 is a good player. England's number 7 is a very good player. But we know that because we watch her week in, week out. But that just shows the impact that some of these players are making on people that haven't followed women's football before, but now they're talking about them. And now they're recognising how good they are, and I think that's a great step. And I've noticed that a few times down the last couple of weeks. You know, people know I follow women's football, so that they'll maybe mention it to me, but they wouldn't have done before. They wouldn't have even talked about it, and now they're talking about it. Really enjoyed the game. They're picking out players and stuff like that, and it's good. And hopefully this is going to continue. As the tournament goes on and as the season comes around as well, because I think that's been a positive thing. But I mean, Beth Mead has been incredible, let's be honest. Every single game she's going to a new level. Every time she plays, she seems to get better than she played in the game before, and this is been going on for a year or so now. It's like, how much better can she get? It's ridiculous. But obviously we're enjoying her performances, and it's great to see doing so well. And now she's become the key player. She can't be left out of that team. She can't even be taken off the pitch, really, because she's so key. She can make things happen. She does make things happen. She set up Russo for a hat-trick at the end, didn't she? I'll put it on a plate for her. And Russo puts it over the bar in the last minute. But, she's just a key player now, and that's great to see. But, her performances have been fantastic. And, overall, I say it was a little bit of a come-down performance maybe from the Norway game, which we kind of expected. We got the job done, 1-5-0. We have to be pleased with that and move on. Terry's in the chat. He says, good evening, Richard and Andreas. Hope all's well. Isn't it nice we can relax until Wednesday? Yes, it's nice that although I'm starting to feel a little bit tense about that already. I think it will become a little bit clearer tonight when we see who we're playing. Because at the moment, we're not sure, are we Spain or Denmark? Probably Spain, but you never know. I think once they know who we're playing, we can then look forward to that game and, decide how we think it might go. We can talk about that obviously later on, later on, maybe tomorrow and stuff on tomorrow's show. But it was a nice relaxed night, wasn't it? A nice relaxed performance, a nice, a nice result in the end. And it sounded like a good atmosphere. Obviously, Amar was there, did the vlog for us. Sounded like a really good atmosphere in the stadium, as well as you'd expect anyway. Nearly sellout crowd again, 30,000. I mean, that's incredible, isn't it, Andreas? I mean, I know the England games you'd expect to, but the crowds have been just phenomenal, haven't they? Every single match.
Yeah, and it's already a record for attendances for the Euros. Already now, the group stage is not yet finished, and it's a record attendance. So that's fantastic. That's what we all hope for. And I think the key of the whole thing is the English team, the performance of the Lionesses, and this lets the interest in the country grow, and people like or want to see. Oh, there's football tournament. Oh yeah, the English are doing good. Okay, let's watch on TV. Oh, it was nice. So let's go to a stadium. So I think this develops, and it's fantastic to see this. And to yesterday's match, it's of course good to have a relaxed match. And I was watching or zapping to the other match between Austria and Norway, but there was no. It was just relaxed watching Austria. I thought personally it would be great if Austria qualifies because we know a lot of players there. But if not, well, okay, and that's the best way. And the same will be tonight. I'll watch both matches, but I say Germany is through, and I would like the Lionesses play against Denmark in the quarterfinals. I would prefer them because I think Spain is the stronger team. But if it will be Spain, then England is able to beat Spain too.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously we did draw 0-0 with them in the Arnold Clark Cup, didn't we? I mean, my kind of the thing that I would take hope from for playing Spain is the fact that the two players missing, as we've spoken about, they don't seem to have as much of a goal threat as they would have had. And I just feel as though defensively we're very, very solid and very organised. And I think that they're going to find it difficult to break us down. And equally, we've got the quality at the other end, haven't we, to be able to punish their defence? Because sometimes they're not always 100% switched on defensively, I've noticed, and they can make the odd mistake. And we've got players who can punish them for that. So I wouldn't be, having seen these England games, not just at the tournament, but the friendlies before and even before that under Serena, I'm not really worried about playing anybody because I think on our day, we can beat anybody in the tournament. And that includes Germany, probably. If we play well, I think on our day, we can beat anybody. So I'm not particularly worried about playing Spain. Yes, I would prefer Denmark because it's a slightly easier game to get through. It would be hopefully it'll be a slightly easier game. But having said that, if Denmark beat Spain, they deserve to be in the next round, and that'll be a difficult team to play. They've just beaten Spain, so let's get it right there. But we'll see what happens tonight. It's going to be quite interesting to see who we play. Terry says, "Don't worry, we have a 5-1 win on Wednesday." Jamie let in our first goal. Well, let's see who we play first. I don't think we'll beat Spain 5-1, if I'm totally honest. But what we'll see. I mean, at the moment, I'm confident that we can beat anybody. I mean, what are you making, Andreas? Obviously, Serena wasn't able to attend the game last night because of the COVID positive test that she's had. And it looks like she's not going to be able to be with the squad in the lead up to Wednesday's game. Now, for me, I know she'll still be communicating with them, via, Zoom and all that kind of stuff. So it's not like she can't communicate with the players. But do you think that's a slight concern ahead of such a big game on Wednesday that the coach can't be with the team?
Of course, it would be better if Serena will be on the pitch with the team during training and everything. But I think she will be in contact with her assistants, and there won't be any decision that is not coming from Serena herself. And of course, she will communicate with the players like via Zoom meetings or something else. So she will be informed about everything, and she will decide everything. So yeah, it's not the best situation, but as long as she's not ill, but only isolate because of a positive test, then I think it should work. The team has to show that they are able to be strong, to be an adult team that has grown. And I'm absolutely convinced that our team is stronger than in the Arnold Clark Cup. The English team has developed, has grown, and is stronger than in February when I think we draw 0-0 against Spain, and Spain is not as strong as they were there because of the two key players they are missing. So, yeah, of course it will be an open match, and nothing from the group stage counts. It doesn't count that you have won 8-0 or 5-0. It's 0-0, and it's a knockout match about for 90 or 120 minutes. But the self-confidence that has grown, that's a thing that counts on Wednesday. And the team believes in itself. And what impressed me is that they are patient. They are not going into panic when there's not a goal in the first 10 minutes. Like yesterday, there was this handball situation with a penalty, and then no penalty. And there was no panic in the team. It was always, they were convinced we will score. We follow our tactics, and I think this fact, the self-confidence, the patience, the belief in itself, in themselves, this will help for Wednesday. But once again, it's an open match, and you can't, of course, if we win 5-1, then I think you should give another CD to Terry.
No, I think if we do win 5-1, I think you definitely deserve something, because that would be a great shout. I mean, if we're playing Denmark, maybe you could possibly see it. But even then, I say if Denmark have beaten Spain, they've won 2 of their 3 games, they deserve to be in the next round. So they were going to pose a challenge. So, but we'll see what happens, obviously, in the game tonight, and see who gets through. And then we can worry about Wednesday then. And, I'm sure Serena will have a plan for both eventualities, because she seems very well in control of what's going on. So I'm sure that whoever we play, she'll have the team ready and prepared for that challenge. I'm 100% convinced that she will. And I have 100% belief in the players to be able to carry out that plan and be able to give ourselves the best. You can't say we'll definitely win, because it's knockout football. It doesn't work like that. But I think we should be in a position where I think we're going to give ourselves the best possible chance to get through to the next stage, the semi-final. That's what I hope. That's how I expect from this team, because that's what they're producing on a regular basis, game by game, aren't they? That's what they're doing. And I agree. They showed good patience last night. We've shown patience before, because quite often in games we haven't scored in the first half, and then we've kept going, and in the second half the quality shown, and it's paid off. And I'm not going to panic if it's 0-0 at half-time on Wednesday. I'm not going to be that worried, because it's happened before, and we grow into the game. We keep doing what we're doing. And as we've seen, we've got some real quality to come off the bench and change a game if necessary. We've got that quality there. Russo, Ella Toon, Alex Greenwood, as you mentioned, can come on and make a difference. And all the players who came on yesterday did really well. So, I mean, I'm confident that we can go through and into the semi-final. But we have to be focused and concentrate, and I'm sure we will. And let's hope that Serena is able to, even though she can't be with the team, that she's still able to manage the situation. I'm sure she will. I'm sure she's got it all in hand. And I agree. Let's hope that she's not feeling too bad. She's okay, and that she'll be, she can produce a negative test quite quickly, and she can be back with the team. I mean, from what I understand from the assistant did the press conference yesterday after the game, I got the impression that they were maybe having today off anyway, the players, and then they were going to start preparations tomorrow. Hopefully, at least by Monday, if Serena's clear by Monday, she can be with the team Monday and Tuesday to really prepare properly for the game. Because I agree with you, it's not ideal, and it'd be better if she's there. So let's hope that she can join up with the team again before Wednesday, to give us time to really be, everything can be focused on the game as opposed to these other little stuff going on around us, and that's what we need to focus on. Looking forward obviously to Wednesday now, and the stress is going to be a lot greater than it was last night. I enjoyed last night's game, just sitting relaxed, thinking it doesn't really matter, and the fact that we won, we expected to win, and it was great. Obviously, you did mention there Austria against Norway. Austria, I know you guys are playing Austria, aren't you, now in a quarterfinals next week. I mean, they are going to be a very difficult team to play against, because they don't concede goals. That's one thing. And they're so organised. They work hard. And, I mean, how are you feeling about that game? I know you said you'd prefer to have played Austria because you know the players and this, that and the other. But I think that's going to be a really tricky game for Germany. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if there was extra time and possibly even penalties in that game, because Austria are very hard to play against.
Yeah, that's the fact. I saw greater parts of the match yesterday, and the difference between Austria and Norway is Norway has the better individuals, the better players. That's no question. But we're no team, and Austria were a team in every of their 3 matches. But yesterday it was the decisive fact that they played as a team, while Norway had 11 very good individuals on the pitch, and that doesn't work. There were a lot of scenes when Ada Hegerberg was said, and she was not satisfied with her teammates, and that doesn't work in team sports. So the Austrian team just performed what they could, and they are very strong in defense. We saw Manu was really good in goal. The defense with Laura, Karina Wenninger, Vicky Schnaderbeck, the Norwegians had not so many real chances, and it was for a very long time. I thought, oh, it may be 0-0 in the end, and this would help Austria. And then they scored this goal by Nicole Billa. Was a fantastic header, and then it seemed as if the thing was settled and Norway couldn't come back. I don't understand this. When you see the names on the team sheet for Norway, they should win against Austria. I don't know what's not right, what's not working inside, but they have to analyze this. And I read that the Norwegian coach will be sacked probably. So there were internal problems. But Austria, once again, very well organized, very good in defense. And of course, the Germans know the Austrian players, or most of them, but it works the other way around too. Yeah. Austrian players know very well the strength and the performance from the German players. So it will be interesting to see how we deal with this very strong defense. Germany is the favorite in this match, and normally Germany should win, but everything is possible. I mean, 5 years ago, Austria went through to the semifinals by penalty shootout, and on the other side, if there's a penalty shootout, normally Germany wins. So
that's true. They do.
But it will be an interesting match, and as one of my friends commented, 2 teams that are very very nice players, and it will be a pleasure to see one of these 2 teams going through to the semifinals, and hopefully it will be Germany. But if not, then I think we all like the Austrian team too, and if they go through, we have to live with it. But so far, I hope Germany will go through.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel that Germany will have a little bit too much quality. As we managed to get past Austria, we beat them 1-0, and I can see it being a similar type of game to that. I think Austria will set out to be difficult to score against, and maybe try and get a goal on a counter attack at some point, or from a set piece, which is what they tried against England. They wasn't able to get one. So yeah, I can see it being a very similar game to that, actually. And I'm sort of looking forward to it, to seeing how Germany actually cope with the way Austria play, because they are such a difficult team, and we struggled at times and stuff like that. So I'm quite interested to see. I mean, if Germany beat Austria quite easily, 2 or 3 or 4-0, which they did against Denmark, for example, then I would be thinking Germany are going to be a very difficult team for us to play. But if Germany have similar problems against Austria as we did, which I'm anticipating they may well do, even if they do ultimately win the game, then I feel, well, that's okay. We struggled a little bit against Austria. They're a difficult team, and that's going to make me feel a little bit better. So I'm quite interested in seeing how that game goes. But I would expect Germany to go through eventually, whether it's extra time, whether it's penalties, or whatever it is. I would expect Germany to just about go through. Terry says, I've never seen an England look so organised and hungry and determined. No, yes. I haven't either. And for me, 75, 80%, even maybe higher than that, the reason for that is Serena. Yes, we've got very, very good players now. There's no doubt about that. but the organisation and the hunger and everything else, I think, is coming from Serena. She knows what she wants. She knows how to get it. And I think she's a fantastic manager, a fantastic coach. She's brilliant. And we're so lucky to have her as our manager, actually, because at this time with a home tournament, we've picked the right person. And I believe that, you know, the main reason why we're looking like that, we're looking so organised, so structured, so focused, is coming from the manager, definitely 100%, because that's what she demands. And the players are 100% going along with it, and they're good players, so they're always going to produce results, aren't they? And yes, we need to keep our feet on the ground still. There's still 3 knockout games to play, and they're going to be 3 difficult. If we get through them all, they're going to be 3 difficult games, and we know that. So we need to. I think, you know, when you get to knockout stage of any tournament, you're going up a level, aren't you? So you've got to raise your game. And yes, it's difficult to raise our level from the Norway game, but we need to raise our level up and stay up that level now, because we're going to have a bigger test coming up now in the next couple of weeks if we're going to get to the final and ultimately win it. So, but yeah, no, I agree. We are looking really, really strong, really organised. And Serena, for me, I can't praise her enough. I think she's fantastic and a breath of fresh air for English football in general, not just the women's side of it, for English football, just how great she is. And there's a certain manager of the England men's team that could learn an awful lot from her, and he maybe should try and listen to her and learn from her, because he could learn a hell of a lot, and maybe he could turn us into a team that's just as hungry and organised for the World Cup. It's not too late, so you need to speak to Serena and, you know, have a few dinner dates with her and get to know what she's about and get that into him so that he can then put it into our men's team, and then we might have a chance. Terry says there, Andreas had to bring penalties into it. Well, of course, I mean, you know, Germany and penalties, they go together, don't they? They always have done. It's just what they do, you know. And unfortunately, we've been on the wrong end of it on more than one occasion, as we know. Terry says there, Germany do look a strong side, and they're going to be very hard to beat. Yeah, of course they are. But everyone in the knockout stage, whoever gets there, is going to be hard to beat. Every single team. You know, whoever we have to, I mean, we won't be able to play Germany until the final anyway, but, you know, France, Spain, if it's them, Holland, Sweden, Italy, whoever it might be, they're all going to be difficult to beat. And they're strong teams, and we're going to have to be at our best, whoever we play along the way, to get there. And let's hope that we can do that. But yeah, Germany are a very strong team. There's no doubt about that. And we'll see how they get on. I mean, tonight they can. Do you think Germany will make some changes tonight? A lot of changes to the team, Andreas. I know obviously England didn't. Do you think Germany will, or do you think they'll try and look for that momentum as well?
No, I expect a few changes, but I expected this yesterday for the English team too. So maybe I'm wrong again. Yeah, I expect changes. I expect a few players to rest. 2 players are out with 2 yellow cards. You know, Orloff and Felicitas Rauch, and Lina Magul couldn't train normally, so she will be rested, I'm sure. It's important to keep the momentum against Finland. It would be good to have a 3rd win. And one thing we shouldn't forget, the injury situation. So far, Germany and England are lucky to have no serious injuries, and the COVID situation. It could happen to every team. We saw it for the Netherlands, 2 positive COVID tests for Jackie Groenen and Viv Miedema. This could happen to the English team, to the German team, and then everything changes. If you have 2, 3, not to say more positive tests, you have to change your team. Maybe key players are out for one knockout match. Let's hope this will not happen, and this will not influence the tournament. It would be terrible if you say after the tournament, well, COVID problems have decided one of the knockout matches. I really hope that this won't happen. And of course, no injury, please, to no key players. When I read yesterday about Marie Antoinette Katoto from France, ACL rupture, it's so terrible, and every player who suffers this is it's terrible, because she's now out for 10 to 12 months and 23 years old. She has a fantastic run, scoring goals, important player for France. This will have influence on the situation for France, because they haven't nominated Henri and Le Sommer, and now Katoto out with injury. That's not good. We all want the best players on the pitch in this tournament, and therefore, please, no more injuries, no more positive tests that could influence knockout matches.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the COVID situation is a little bit more of a concern from an England perspective with Serena, being out. Lotta Woober-Moy, of course, also earlier in the, Ellen White before the tournament started. So there's been a few cases in the squad already. And let's just hope that it can stay away for the next couple of weeks until we finish the tournament off for everybody. I mean, I don't want to see any big players. It was, I was disappointed for Viv and Jackie Groening for Holland the other day that they had to miss a game. It's just so unfortunate, isn't it? A tournament that you look forward to playing in, all year. It comes around, you're excited, and you have to miss a game for something like that, and it's a real shame. So let's hope that no one else has to miss out on any of the games coming up, particularly the key players in the tournament, because we want to see them playing in all the knockout stages. So yeah, I mean, let's keep our fingers crossed for that. But yeah, I am. That's the one thing nagging away at the back of my mind with England at the minute, is that it's very rare that you just get one case coming through at a time. It's normally a couple or two or three, isn't it? And it worries me that Serena, who else is coming next? That does concern me a little bit. But hopefully, the next couple of days we'll know a bit more, and hopefully, fingers crossed, as you say, everybody's going to be fine and can play in the rest of the tournament. So, but yeah, Terry says Serena won't want to talk to someone famous for being in a pizza advert. Well, no, but I think we need to help us. We need to help the men's team because, I think she knows what it takes to be successful and win tournaments. And unfortunately, Gareth doesn't. So he needs some help and some guidance, and she'd be the perfect person to help. So I think he should ring her up after the tournament and say, Serena, help us out, please. How do you do it? How have you won tournaments? What do I have to do? What can I do differently? Because we've got great players in the men's team as well. We've got a very good group of players. They just need to be managed better. We've seen you can have great players, as we mentioned with Norway just a moment ago. You can have great players, but if you don't manage them properly, you're not going to get results. And that's what I think with the England men's team to a certain degree. With better management, we could go even further than we have done recently. And that's what's missing. And we've got it with Serena. So we need to utilise her skills elsewhere, I think, to really help English football in general. But that's maybe something for another day. But at the moment, I'm just delighted that we've got her as our manager. And I've got 100%, I'll say, faith in her. So I've got a friend of mine, Adam, who appears on the show when we talk about the men's team. He's actually going to the Germany-Finland game tonight and at Milton Keynes, and he's doing a vlog for the channel. So that's going to be really good as well. So he's going with his family and stuff like that. So, he's getting behind the women's game as well, which is great to see. And we look forward to seeing that vlog on the channel. So I'll try and put it together at some point tomorrow, hopefully. And that's from the Germany-Finland game tonight at Milton Keynes. So that's going to be something to look forward to. Obviously, there's another game tonight, which we know, Spain against Denmark. Also say the game that's going to decide who we face in the next round. Germany know they're playing Austria. We'll find out by 10 o'clock tonight who our opponents are going to be. Yes, I agree with Andreas. I would prefer Denmark. How can you see that game playing out, though, Andreas? Obviously, you saw Spain at first hand. In fact, you've seen both of the teams, haven't you? You was at both of the games Germany played against them. So, I mean, it's difficult for you to say about Denmark because Denmark did get a big beating, didn't they, against Germany that night? But what are your kind of thoughts about the game? I mean, do you think Denmark have got a chance to win? They've got some great players as well, individual players. Obviously, we know a couple from the WSL.
Yeah, of course they have a chance. But the team that made the bigger impression on me was, of course, Spain. We were lucky to score this very early goal by the terrible mistake from goalkeeper Sandra Panos. But Spain came back and Spain dominated the whole second half. You have to be honest and say this. They were dominating. They created chances, was 1-2 really big chances, but they had a lot of ball possession, and I think they will dominate against Denmark too. Denmark's chances are lying in counter-attacking and the pace that someone like Pernille Harder has. Maybe, if there's one counter-attack, she's much faster than players like Irene Paredes. But on the other side, Spain is really good organized, and they will have 60 to 70% ball possession, I'm sure. And they will try to create chances through the middle. Yeah, you don't know what would have happened if Germany didn't score in the 3rd minute. So it
Mm.
would have been a totally different match, and maybe Spain would have won. So I think Spain is still one of the strongest teams in this tournament, and I would be astonished if they don't qualify. So it will be a tough match, and maybe they will win 1 or 2-0. But yeah, if they make a mistake in their defense and let Harder score, then everything is possible. Or if it's 0-0 until the 75th minute, then also one single strike can change everything. So Denmark will see their chances and they will try everything. I think they are working as a team better than Norway. So they had a bad start in the tournament, but now they have their chance. And everybody will say, okay, it's normal to lose against Spain. It's normal to be out in this group after being defeated in the first match 4-0. It's normal, but this opens their possibilities, because they can try everything, and if it works, it's well, not a sensation, but it's a surprise. And why not surprise everybody? I think Spain will win, but Denmark has its chances. And as I said, for us, it would be better to play against Denmark, I think.
Yeah, I think it would. I mean, what I noticed was in both of Spain's 2 previous games, they've conceded an early goal, actually. They've not been switched on defensively. They've made a mistake at the back and conceded a goal in both those 2 games. Now, if they do the same thing again tonight against Denmark, then suddenly it becomes a really difficult task for them, doesn't it, to get the win? So that's something that I think Denmark will be aware of. If Denmark start fast on the front foot, put Spain's defence under a bit of pressure, who knows? They get a goal early on. Excuse me, then maybe they can cause what would be, I agree, it would be a certain amount of a shock. They did get to the final, of course, at the last Euro, didn't they? They might have beat Germany on the way. So they can produce big performances in big games. And they're going to need one tonight if they're going to go through. And it would be astonishing, actually, having lost their first game 4-0 to qualify out of the group of death that we called it. That would be an amazing turnaround for Denmark, wouldn't it, if they were managed to do that. But as you said, they beat Finland. They've given themselves a chance, and that's all they could hope for. And I'm sure they'll give it everything tonight. They'll give everything that they've got to try to get the win that they need. And if it's enough, then we'll be waiting for them on Wednesday. And I'm sure we'll be grateful to greet them at Brighton. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm kind of anticipating Spain will win. I do think they are the better team, and they will probably win. But if they're not as focused from the start as they've been in the previous 2 games, who knows? If Denmark score first, I think it's going to throw the cat among the pigeons, and it could be a very interesting game. I mean, I'll probably be watching more of that one, if I'm honest, than the Germany-Finland game, just for the simple fact that there's nothing riding on the Germany-Finland game. I expect Germany to win that fairly comfortably, even with a different sort of starting 11. I still think Germany should win that game. Whereas, of course, the interest for us is I want to look at Spain and Denmark. I've not seen that much of them. I did watch this Denmark play against Germany, and they were poor. I saw Spain play against Germany, and they were good. Spain were good, as you said, and they were. So I'm quite looking forward to that game. Obviously, I'll keep up to date with the Germany game as well. But yeah, if Denmark win, I will be happy. I'm not going to lie. I'll be happy if Denmark do win. But I say if we get Spain, we get Spain. I'm not worried about playing Spain. I think we can beat them. So yeah, let's see what happens there. It's certainly going to be. I mean, what would your prediction be then for the Germany-Finland game? I'm assuming you'd imagine Germany will win.
I hope so. I just saw the lineup. There are 4 changes. I think the Germany will win 2-0. It won't be such a firework as they had against Denmark. They're qualified, and Finland will try their best to have a good end of this tournament. They know they are out, but it was great to be on this big stage. So yeah, of course I will watch most time the German match, but I will also swap over to see what happens in the other match. Yeah, the best would be Germany scores early goals, then I can zap over to the other match. But yeah, let's see. It's the danger for Spain. I would like to add is that they say for us a draw is enough. We are comfortable with a 0-0, no problem. We are through with a draw. This is the better position for them, but it can be dangerous. Yeah, and
no,
yeah.
it can. Yeah. How do they approach the game? Do they approach the game to try and win it, or do they think, well, actually, let's, we only need a draw? And in the back of their mind, I mean, that could be their danger. Simone Boy's starting for Denmark actually as well in the game. They're playing three at the back.
Katway, I think she will start too.
Who? Sorry.
Katrina Veje, who was at the Arsenal.
Yeah, she's starting as well. Yeah.
Starting too. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she's starting as well. Obviously, Penel Harder started, as you'd imagine. So it looks a good. Denmark team. So it's going to be an interesting game. That it's actually Rebecca Welsh is a referee. The one who referees in the WSL. She's a referee of that game as well. So we've got WSL interest in that as well. Let's have a look at the Germany team. I didn't actually see. Let's have a look at the lineup for Germany then.
I think what is
okay, yeah. Oh, well, Alexander Pop's playing.
Lea Schüller, the best scorer, she was tested positive for COVID, and she's still positive, so she's out for this match again.
So it's affecting everybody, isn't it? Unfortunately. But let's hope there's not too many more problems going into the knockout stage. As I say, it wouldn't be good for the tournament, would it, if that was the case, as we said. So, but yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be two good games tonight, as you would expect. And yeah, I'm expecting Germany to win. I think Germany will win 3-0. Actually, I think it will be pretty comfortable. I don't think Finland are actually that good. They're going to be organised and they're going to work hard, but I'm not sure if they've got the quality to stop Germany. And I think that'll be 3-0. In terms of the other game, what's your score prediction for Spain-Denmark then? I know you think Spain will win, but what do you think the score will be?
Spain will win 1-0.
1-0, you think? Oh, okay. I've got a feeling it might be a draw, actually, which obviously would be enough for Spain. I just got a feeling Denmark are going to give everything in that game, and I can see them getting a draw, but maybe not being able to win and obviously not go through. But I think it might be, say, 1-1, actually. I've got a feeling I think Spain don't look too solid at the back for me, and I think they can be got at. And I think that Denmark have got players who can cause them problems, and I think Denmark will score. And I do think Spain will score as well because they got great attacking players as well. But I think it'll be 1-1, and obviously Spain will go through, which would be a little bit of a shame. But anyway, I'm sure it'll be a good game. I'm sure it will, and I say we'll know very, very soon who it is that will be playing. Terry says they're going back to the Serena and Gareth situation. He says Gareth is saying, Serena, help me. What do you advise to make England better? Serena's going to say, quit. That's the best thing for England. Yeah, that's probably about right, actually, but I'm sure that's not going to happen, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, the tournament's really starting to get exciting now, isn't it? As the quarterfinal lineup start to drop in, we know England and Germany and Austria are already through. We know that France are already through. There's still Group C. We're not quite sure yet. It's looking like Holland and Sweden, but that'll be decided tomorrow. I think actually Viv's tested negative, hasn't she? I believe she's going to be available for that game. I think I heard that today. So hopefully Viv can play tomorrow for Holland and they can get through. I'd imagine Sweden will probably get through as well. And then it's just who's going to come runner up in France's group. Is it going to be Iceland or is it going to be Italy? That's going to be interesting to be decided, of course. Later on Monday, that game, isn't it? Monday, Group D's finished. So lots and lots still to look forward to in this tournament over the next couple of weeks. We're going to have, obviously, there's the first couple of days with no games, isn't there? Is it just Tuesday? Because Wednesday's a quarter final, isn't it? I think it's just Tuesday's a break day, isn't it? So there's no games on Tuesday, which is unusual so far. But so there's going to be a day off on Tuesday. But yeah, there's a lot to look forward to. And the knockout games are going to be, I think they're just going to be incredible. There's going to be so much drama, and yeah, I would imagine there'll be a penalty shootout or two coming up as well in the next couple of weeks. I'm sure there will be. Let's hope that it doesn't involve England, because we're not very good at them generally. But having said that, I think Serena actually. See, I think penalty shootouts, and I think because we've seen what a great record Germany have got in them, I think penalty shootouts are down to a mindset. They're nothing to do with ability. Anybody, you practice a penalty, you can score a penalty. You've got 5 players in your team who can score penalties. It's a mentality thing. And I think Germany are good at them because they've got that mentality. Other nations, I mean, Holland have got a poor record in penalty shootouts for the same reason. We've got a poor record. And I think that now with Serena, I think the planning that she does for everything, she will have a penalty shootout scenario planned already. And she'll have players that she knows can step up. And I wouldn't be surprised if we do go to penalties, I'll be more confident of us getting through than I would I've ever been before. Whoever we played in penalties. So I'm not as worried about a penalty shootout as I would normally be, because I think Serena will have that sorted out. And I think the players, they look as though they've got that mindset now, that the winning mindset, which you need when it comes to penalties. That's what it's about, isn't it? It's about, to win this game, I've got to score my penalty. And if all the players think like that, that's why Germany tend not to miss. They don't miss in shootouts, because they know they're going to score. And that comes down to belief. And I think Serena's given that belief to our players. She'll have it right. And I think if it does go to penalties any game, I'd be reasonably confident that we can get through. But we'll see what happens. I've said that now, and that's probably put the jinx on it now, and we won't. But at least I'll feel confident going into a penalty shootout when I don't normally. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'm sure there's going to be at least one penalty shootout out of 4 quarterfinals. I think that's almost guaranteed, because there generally is, and one of the 2 semi-finals tends to go out penalties as well, doesn't it? It did last time, of course. Austria, as we said, got knocked out on penalties, didn't they, in the end, unfortunately for them. So yeah, I think that we've got a lot of drama to come and some good football. And yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight's game, actually, Spain against Denmark. I think it's going to be a decent game. And yeah, we'll all be cheering for Denmark tonight, I'm sure. We'll have a Denmark hat on and we'll be cheering for them, I'm sure. The Vikings are going to do us a favour. They're going to beat Spain, and we'll play them in the next round. But to be honest, I'm not overly fussed anyway. We can beat anyone. But yeah, let's hope that Denmark put in a good performance and it's a good game. And I say we have got Adam at Milton Keynes at this moment in time doing a vlog of the Germany-Finland game for us. So that is going to be great as well. So that'll be on the channel. Don't forget, if you haven't seen Amar's video of last night, please check that out on the channel as well, because that's really good, actually. Some great atmosphere from inside the stadium and stuff like that. Really, really good. So definitely check that out as well. It just adds to our collection of vlogs, actually, throughout the tournament. We've got loads already. Obviously, there's going to be another one going on tomorrow for the Germany game. I'm not sure about the quarterfinals. I don't think we've got anybody going to any of the quarter. Oh no, I'm going to quarterfinal. The last quarterfinal, France's quarterfinal. So I'll have a vlog of that one. Obviously, the semi-final, England, hopefully in it. I'll be vlogging that as well. That's going to be a tense night. So there's a few more vlogs to come as well. Right, okay, it's 10 minutes to kick off now of the 2 games tonight. We want to go and obviously watch the football. So, and I know Andreas wants to go and get ready to watch Germany as well, which is great. So, obviously, thanks for coming on again. It's always a pleasure. I will be doing a show tomorrow, which will be obviously looking back on Group B's conclusion, looking at who we're playing in the quarterfinals. We'll know for certain, and also, of course, looking at the games in Group C. Who's going to go through? Holland and Sweden, probably, but Switzerland will fancy their chances still. Portugal even might fancy their chances because they've played well in the group. So we'll see what happens there. Terry says we won't be in a penalty shootout with a 5-1 win. No, that's true. 4-0 win and 5-2 win against Germany in the final. Well, I mean, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Another 14 goals you think we'll score? We scored 14 already in the first 3. You think we'll score 14 again? Well, you never know. And he says, sorry, Andreas. I haven't got another CD, unfortunately, to win if we get... I might do another competition where you've got to guess the number of goals we'll score in the knockouts. And Terry's gone for 14 again, so maybe he might win. But I'll be surprised if we score 14 in those 3 games. But yeah, so yes, I say tomorrow we'll be live at 7 o'clock again, looking at Group C, looking back on the conclusion of Group B, and looking ahead to our quarterfinal. Are you available tomorrow, Andreas?
I'm available tomorrow, yes.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, so we can look at the Germany game as well. That'll be fantastic. And then I say there'll be the vlog of the Germany-Finland game on the channel at some point tomorrow when I get all the footage and I'll put it together and get that up. And then, yeah, we'll be live tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So thanks to Andreas, as always, for coming on. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Yeah,
I did. Thanks for having me. And now I'm looking forward to seeing the 2 matches. And
I'm gonna.
And I would prefer to avoid the penalty shootouts too. Although we always won, but for me, this is first of all, it's very, very bad for the nerves, and second is what I always said: you haven't won or lost a match because of 5 penalties. For me, it's a match is won if you score 1 goal more than the other team, and if not, it's a draw. And I was never happy with this penalty situation, although Germany won the most of them. But if you ask me, I would like to avoid them in every knockout match, and hopefully it will be decided in 120 minutes, every match that's coming in the knockout stage.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't like to see a penalty shootout because it's a horrible way to lose. Whoever loses, it's terrible. And they haven't lost the game, and yet they still get knocked out of the competition. It doesn't seem fair. But usually, you know, out of 4 quarterfinals, you normally get at least 1 goes to penalties, don't you? You just do, and it's unfortunate. But I've got a feeling there's going to be at least 1. Hopefully, it's not England or Germany involved this time. Maybe we hope England aren't really. So he says, great show again tonight, Richard Andreas. Great seeing and hearing your opinions. Come on, you England Gooners indeed. I mean, yeah, let's hope that England keep playing the way they have done. And we're looking forward to the game tonight. So we'll be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock to look back on the Group B conclusion. See who we've got, talk about our opponents as well in the quarterfinal. Look into Group C as well. Some big games there tomorrow night between Holland and Switzerland and Sweden against Portugal. Going to be 2 good games there to decide who goes through there and who wins the group and all that kind of stuff. So loads to look forward to tomorrow. So we'll be back at 7 o'clock for that. So thank you for watching. Please give it a like before you go. Please subscribe. Thanks to Andreas as always. Let's hope for 2 good games tonight. Look forward to them. We're going to go and watch them now. And in the meantime, of course, as always, come on, you Lionesses. Let's go. It's coming home. It is definitely coming home. See you later, guys. See you tomorrow at 7.
Bye-bye.
Welchen Part her